Hello and welcome back to Wildsunne Art Studio. My name is Robinsunne and I invite you to like this video if you like it. Please comment, and I'm going to ask you some questions, and I would really like this to, I'd love to hear what you have to say. Subscribe to my channel if you want more, and share this video with people you might too like to make postcards across the COVID miles with. That was a weird sentence. Sorry for the grammar police to have to work so hard. Today, I am making some postcards to send out to friends. My first idea was I had made some postcards of feathers, which I love. That's so me. And then I started coloring, and I thought, oh, these would be really fun to just spend some nice, lovely time coloring postcards and sending them to people. You know, I would put a backer on them, and that would be a lovely postcard to get in the mail. But then I thought, nah, if it needs to be a little bit more intricate to get my enthusiasm up or something. So what I did was I cut out one of the feathers, and I came up with this kind of a shape, and then I cut that out of cardstock, blue cardstock. So I have two sets of postcards. Some are orange and some are blue, and I've put backers on them. We did these, I think it was episode 4, and they've been waiting for me to do something luscious on them, and I thought, oh, well, what if I put a feather on a watercolor, a cutout feather on a watercolor postcard. So that's my idea for today. And today I am having a lovely come down from a wonderful class that I got to teach on Zoom through the Camden Public Library here in Maine. We had a wonderful time. A whole mess of people showed up, and we made some really stunning art. So I'm going to go on about the business of cutting and see if I can talk at the same time. So here is, I can show you this. Here's the pattern that I had. I drew them, and I can still see little bits of pencil around the edges. So on this side, I'm going to draw a line that will be, I think this is called the stem or the spine of a feather. And very often at the top of a feather, there are some little pieces. Yeah, there you can see it, that come off. So I'll cut those in a minute. And then the second thing I did to this card was I sometimes the barbs kind of break apart, and there's a little space. So I thought I would pre-cut those spaces, bearing in mind where that center stem is so that I don't cut through the line. Guess I have to cut it from this side if I'm going to keep my eye on that line. So there I've got my little starting and I already started on this. This, by the way, is the third time I've tried to make this movie. I keep messing up where the viewfinder is and all that. So hopefully third time is the charm. So anyway, about last night, we had a lovely time making postcards with words on them. And I actually can show you one of the postcards ideas that I had is that we could have a single word that we either hand wrote or whatever, or traced or something. And we made these special shapes, which I inevitably will show you how to do at some point, but not right now because we're cutting feathers. Or we could use, long quotes or song lyrics, and make really fun postcards to send to our beloveds near and far. Yeah, it doesn't have to be across a lot of miles that you send these cards. You can send them across the street. You can send them to people in your own family, so they come in the mail and somebody gets their own postcard. I mean, at your own house, of course. If your children don't live with you, you can also send them far away to your children. So, tell you what, let's scoop in a little bit. So this question came up last night. One person said, what if I copy you? And I guess the implication was, isn't that kind of like stealing or, trying to look like you or something? And I thought, well, my first thought was, I'm a teacher and I'm teaching tonight a specific thing and the way that I do it. So if there's some part of this you like, it's kind of the understanding that people will do the things that I'm talking about. So it's perfectly fine with me to have somebody copy me. And the other thought that came up pretty quickly for me was when I copy other people's work, I kind of gain an understanding of how they did that. And then something inside of me says, oh yeah, but what if you did it like this? Or what if you added that? Or what if you didn't do that and just left it in this way? Or something like that. And so it always kind of ends up being my thing. It doesn't look like somebody else's art. It looks like mine after a little while. So when I thought about that, I thought, well, then definitely I don't mind if people copy what I'm doing, because I'm assuming that things will kind of change a little bit, when you do it. And then the other side of the coin was one of the people in the class said, well, mine doesn't look anything like yours, but I decided to do this and this. And actually, a bunch of people said that. And what they came up with, oh my gosh, it was so exciting. This is why I'm having a lovely come down, because it was very, very exciting last night to watch everybody come up with their own ideas. They were using different materials. Some people were using fabric. Some people were using colored and designed papers, like scrapbooking papers with designs all over them, or magazine picture papers. It was really fun, and people were getting their words from all over. That some were things that they had words, excuse me, that they had heard kind of out in the world, and some were their own writings that they were putting into their postcards. So it was really exciting. I also learned a whole lot about what you can put through the mail. And I've been talking about not putting bulky things through the mail and not putting, like sequins, little stuffs. And apparently, somebody had done some research on this. The postcard, if you pay a little extra, like I'm guessing if instead of postcard postage, you pay regular letter postage, which is about half again as much, but still, we're only talking about 57 cents. Anyway, if you pay a little extra, you can have them stamp it with a hand cancel stamp, and that will keep it out of the machines. So if there's something on the surface of one's card that comes up from the surface a little too much, they'll still do it. You might have to pay a little extra, but it'll still work. So that was kind of fun. And it opens the door for me of all the other 10 gazillion things a person could put on some manner of postcard. And we got to talking about sizes too. And of course, I want to say this, it's really fine to do postcards that are any shape you want. If they're not under about 25 square inches, we were talking about this, or if they have a lot of depth, if you hold the card this way and there's a lot of depth to the card, like if you glue on sequins and stuff, then that might take some extra postage, but they'll still send it for you. So that was exciting to think about. So any size, any texture, which is really... And I asked a while ago the folks at my post office if it was okay to be sending these really wildly colored like envelopes and stuff. I was worried that, like, if I tried to send this with an address on it, and I actually had, I think, an address label in white and wrote the address there, had the stamp up here, and it was about as patterned, light dark, as this is. I said, is this okay to send? And she said, oh my gosh, actually there were two people there, and they both said, yes, this is so much fun. It makes sorting the mail a lot of fun. So they're okay. I mean, as long as the address is legible, they're totally fine about sending all kinds of stuff through the mail. So I have been, and I just want to confess this to you all, overly cautious, and it sort of is beginning to look like we don't have to go there. So if you have any questions at all, just go on up to the desk and see if they're okay with sending it and for what price. So, so I would love to hear from you. Who you copy from, and what have you learned by really specifically copying somebody else's stuff, or what have you learned by, like, a bunch of people last night who just said, I either don't like the look or I don't want to do that thing that comes up with this same look that I had. So they did their own thing and ended up coming up with their own, sort of look and pattern. And they were so beautiful, really, to every single person who showed their work last night. I just want to say, yay. You were all so brave and so willing to share your new ideas. And it was a really, really fun group to be in. It was very exciting. So, yes, so I think I'm about to sneeze, and I really don't want to do that on camera. Yeah, so there we are. So I invite you to comment below and tell me what you think about making art like other people, and also about making really fun. This is so noisy when I do this on the bare table. Oh, let's come out a little bit. There we go. Yeah, about sending whatever you want to send through the mail. So here are my blessing diamonds. Listen, it's just been so exciting thinking about what happened last night. So I wish all of us, you and me also, lots of courage to put your own spin on stuff and put it out there. It's really fun for all of us to look at. It's thrilling. It's very exciting. And yeah, so be courageous. Call that in from your angels or whoever you chit chat with, and say, please send me lots of courage. And I'm pretty sure that they will. So I will see you next time. This is going to be like a strange number. Well, yeah, it's kind of an in-between number of postcarding. I'll try to think of how to name this. Like, I think the last video I did was 7, so this will be like 7.5 or something. Okay, well, anyway, you'll find it. See you later. Bye.